Welcome to my messy life. Take my hand and dive right on in with me. It's gonna be alright. Messy imperfect life with Leigh.
Hello, Bernardo Moya.
Hi, Leigh. How are you?
I am tickled pink is how I am. I'm feeling very excited that you're here. I love so much that my dear friend Candace Coleman said you have to come to this group, You Legacy, or Best You Legacy. Best You Legacy. And I was like, all right. And then I went and I heard you speak. I think, no. Oh, no, I spoke at one. So I didn't really get to feel a part of the community that time because I was speaking. And then I came the next time and I just got to sit and observe and have the guy who founded the whole dang thing, right?
Mm-hmm.
Speak about his perspective on it. And I felt really excited by that. And now you're here.
Thank you so much for the opportunity.
Absolutely. And I love too how open you were to when afterwards we had a cocktail with a group of like 8 women and Bernardo. It was kind of your harem.
Yes, loved it.
If you will. I don't feel like I got enough time, attention in that harem.
Of course.
Because there were 2. Of course, right? Fist bump. But what I loved is that I said something about a podcast and you're like, I was like, would you do it? And you're like, I'd love to. But sometimes I hear that and I don't really know people are genuine. And then you said something to another woman, I'm going to help you. And I was like, wow, that's pretty kick ass that he does that. And you actually followed through. So I'm grateful.
My pleasure.
That you are a man of your word.
I am a man of my word.
You're also mysterious. Like you could be the man in that commercial where they drink beer and they say, who is this mysterious man? What's that campaign? Have you seen that?
No.
Ben?
The most mysterious man in the world.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's a beer.
Okay.
What beer?
I think it's Heineken. Right? Dos Equis.
I'm sorry, he can't talk because he's observing today.
But thank God he did.
Yeah. So Dos Equis, the most interesting man in the world. There's a guy with kind of a beard and mysterious eyes, and he says things, and it's fantastic. And when I met you, I kind of felt like you were that same guy.
I'll take that.
Why?
Why give everything away? I think people speak too much. And sometimes you need to listen. I love speaking. Don't get me wrong. Sometimes I need to share things, but sometimes you just need to say the right things at the right moment. And people tend to speak too much. And I'm not saying the Americans do, but there tends to be a lot of people that can't wait to speak.
That has been my thing over the years is that I can't wait to speak. And I also have a little sprinkle of the ADD. So if a thought comes in my mind, I feel like, oh, shoot, I got to tell them right now because it's going to go away. And then I just interrupt and scream something out and then everyone gets mad at me. So after years of that, I was like, just let the thought go. Yeah. And if it was important, it will come back and more people might like me.
I can't believe no one likes you. But
I didn't say no one, Bernardo.
Okay. Oh, well,
if we're practicing our listening skills.
But I think that the challenge is a lot of people tend to, they're not aware of their internal dialogue and kind of like, our voice is going on permanently all the time and we don't pay attention to what is happening. And when you're communicating with people, you need to listen and you need to pay attention and listen to the nonverbals and whatever is going on. And so, no, I don't think I'm mysterious. I just kind of like, I just like to calibrate when I go into a situation. I like to see what's going on. And then kind of if I feel it's the right time or when it's the right time, then I'll say what I need to say.
That's not what I meant by mysterious.
Okay.
It's more like your eyeballs are kind of mysterious.
Oh, okay.
And your skin color with your beard. And I couldn't quite figure out what was going on with you. And then you spoke and I liked how you spoke. And then after you were quiet, I was like, who is this man of intrigue? You have a lot of different faces and you're very intense, but you're very clear in your message.
Thank you so much.
When you were talking about listening, I love listening so much because I have not been good at it for quite a while, or I have not paid it attention. Mm-hmm. And I think that is like one of the most loving gifts you can give another human is just to hear them. Mm. Well, the 2 things are to see them and to hear them.
Yeah, to see them is important, isn't it? Sometimes you just don't see them. Yeah, listen, I mean, I don't know, mature is what I am. So with maturity comes knowledge and comes certain wisdom. And obviously I've experienced a lot in life, ups and downs. And, I think I don't know in particular anyone or everyone. I'm not generalizing here, but I think that there's a certain age, and I love my 50s. I love my 50s.
I'm loving my 50s.
I'm loving my 50s.
So much.
50s is the new 40s, new 30s, whatever it is.
Well, you know what I think about that actually is 50's the new 50 because 50's hot and sexy and we know who we are and there's wisdom. I mean, if you've done work on yourself, I think. If not, then you're living your same story or whatever, right? Forever. And then you die not really living your life. I don't know why that just popped out of my pie hole. But I remember my mother was mentally ill and locked behind her bedroom door. And the thought that I created when she wouldn't come out, when I would bang on the door like, I need you, and she wouldn't come out, I formed the thought, I'm not even good enough for my own mother to get out of bed for. And I lived that pretty hardcore until I was about 30. Then when I had kids, and I remember like they were crying and I wasn't held and all that kind of stuff by my mom when I was young. So like literally my kids came, or my first one came, and I was like, oh, he's crying. Well, he's okay. I mean, it wasn't to hold, it was just different for me. I felt like a blank slate because I didn't have like the guidance or whatever. So I just remember one day, and I had more kids and they just kept coming. And then I was like, what was the biggest thing I would have wanted from my mother? Because I didn't have much. What would be the thing? And I just remember going for her to see me, just to even see that she sees me, and that if I spoke, she would listen. And I was like, oh my gosh. And my body lit up. And I go, that's all I'm called to do, is to see them and to listen to them, because I think that shows a human being that you matter, that your voice matters, that you're seen. So that listening thing now is even deeper, even though I'm talking right now the whole time. It's even deeper for me, that knowing of how important it is to listen and what a gift it is. And how I think that that simple thing would have navigated my life in a different way, that I wouldn't have to go through so much running hard and being unworthy until I was tired and ready to open to a new way. So listen, people, save your kids a lot of struggling and whatnot. I like how you're listening right now with smiling eyes. Yeah. I want to know more about you. For some reason, I just got nervous. Maybe you're listening too much.
Okay,
Bernardo.
I'll stop listening. How are you doing? Oh, I'm joking.
So my assistant prints out a little paper for me to read. But what I just saw was you're an entrepreneur, speaker, publisher, TV producer, and a seminar promoter to some of the biggest names in personal development. I cannot wait to be one of those. Using your, and I can't read the rest, but you have so many hats.
Yes, it's been something I've been doing for a long time. I've got many, many hats.
How did you get into this stuff?
Well, out of need, necessity, hope. I kind of like, my background, I started in sales, always interested in sales and marketing. So very early age, I got in timeshares where I started actually. So I was trained by the Americans on how to close and how to build rapport and mirror people. And I started learning these things at 19. And then, timeshare and selling on commission. You don't sell, you don't make any money. So, I've been brought up the hard way. But then I eventually got even deeper to real estate and I built property. So I've had a background of kind of real estate till my mid-30s, late 30s, but I wasn't very good at it. I was, but I wasn't, because I had 2 real estate crashes, one at the age of 26, and the second one was at the age of nearly 40. And
a real estate crash at 40?
Yeah, well, basically, so I literally had a real estate company at the age, from 23, 24 to 26. And then literally I lost what I had. I didn't have a lot. And then I got into timeshare. I started property development. Timeshare, I was running developments and running salespeople, big developments and stuff like that. And eventually I got back into real estate, and I had a very fairly, successful real estate company. I was selling properties all over the world. I had 25 employees. We were doing a lot of cutting edge stuff at those.
Wow.
At that age. I was doing like video. I was translating. We had it all translated in 3 languages. So my background was definitely real estate for a long time. But at the age of 38, the second real estate bubble in Spain, because my parents are Spanish, born in London, but brought up in Spain. It caught me, and I wasn't prepared. So I lost everything. But I was
again.
So I was on this journey already of kind of really understanding or going deeper into personal development. So I've already read a lot of the greats, Brian Tracy, Jack Canfield, Secret, whatever it was. So I learned a lot of things, but kind of.
What'd you do with Jack Canfield?
Well, I just read a lot of the greats. I mean, for me, Jim.
Oh, you mean you fed yourself with the positivity
with a lot of
to get clarity?
Yeah, absolutely.
I get it. But
it was NLP, neuro linguistic programming, that really turned my life around, and I was looking at doing something different, getting into something completely different, because I hit rock bottom and I didn't really like going through all that again.
What's your rock bottom look like?
It was tough, kind of literally. I had quite a few houses, I had cars, my family had a beautiful lifestyle, and literally the banks were taking everything away from me. So, I just didn't have anything. Everything was disappearing away from me. And my $1 million houses and stuff like that obviously was a reality, wasn't mine anymore.
How did that feel?
Crap.
It just strips you down, right?
Yeah.
It's like all the things you think that are important that you've worked so hard to create get taken from you. And then what are you left with?
Yeah.
Yourself, right?
Yeah. I didn't have much. But what I have had always is kind of like a lot of inner strength and belief in myself, and kind of and starting all over again. I've had very many dark days, like a lot of us have, but then kind of I've always got up the next morning like, like bring it on. You know what I mean? Like, what's next? Who am I going to beat up today to get on top?
Yeah. So you get kicked in the stomach and it hurts for a bit, and then you stand up. You're like, all right, let's go. What's
next? I've always been focusing on solutions. Once I've had a problem in life, I've never. I know a lot of people need to analyze why this has happened to me. I know why me, and I just can't deal with that. It's happened. Get on with it. What's next? Wait.
I love the warrior part. I love the stand up and move forward part, because that's huge. But I do believe that every single thing that happens is on purpose, and every single interaction with someone is divine. Like, there's something in it that's deeper than what we think. But I think that if you fall, or if you get sick, or if something's taken away from you and you just forge forward, that lesson's coming again. It's coming because everything's showing up, especially the stuff that is the mess. The show is Messy and Perfect Life. And I believe that when we are in the mess, it feels overwhelming. We feel alone and down. That something beautiful is coming. And now it's getting shorter from my being in pain of it, and then choosing to suffer from it, and to getting on with my life. But I always say, okay, God, I just got kicked in the stomach. What am I to learn from this? Let me deeply get it. So as I move forward, it never has to come back. Let me get the lesson now. So that's the only thing with your standing up. People want to analyze it. I don't want to analyze it, but I do want to say, show me why it came, so I can learn from it and move on and have more knowledge and wisdom.
I do that. But the difference is that, and I'm a lot more open now. I mean, I'm a very different person to who I was 10, 12 years ago when I changed completely careers. I'm completely different. I am now so much more open to see what is happening and why things are happening. And I believe that everything, I've always believed this, massive believer in serendipity, things happening for a reason. What I'm saying is that I was already a believer of that then. I mean, everything happens for a reason, and, kind of either an apple on a hill or...
What's eat an apple on a hill mean?
Well, no, what I'm saying, what Napoleon Hill says is that out of every adversity comes an equal or greater opportunity, or Steve R. Covey says something similar. I've always believed that out of every adversity, whatever is happening to me is happening for a reason. And I'm interested in knowing what those reasons are.
Yeah. But moving forward.
But I'm more interested in knowing where is this taking me now? Okay.
Yes.
Where is this taking me now? And what am I going to learn from this, instead of why did it happen to me? I'm not interested in knowing what happened to me. It happened to me. It's happened. It's the past. I now need to learn from this. I'm simply focusing on the future.
That's the important
Too many people feel so sorry for themselves, and they spend years going through, why me? Well, it happened.
That I can't do.
No.
I agree with you on that.
Yeah.
Yeah. I get the kick in the stomach, and then I sit in it for a minute, catch my breath.
When I see, or when I speak to people, when I coach people, when I work with people, and they start talking to me about the problems, not interested. You want to talk about that? Great.
Wait, say that slower, because that was kind of funny. So when you're working with people and they start to tell the problems, you go, I'm not interested.
I'm not interested. Please don't. I'm not going to feel sorry for you.
No,
I am not going to feel sorry for you.
I'm not going to wallow with you.
If you want someone to stroke your ego, let me just bring a couple of friends of mine, and they do that beautifully. I'm not interested in, I'm not interested.
Because also what I love too is we all have that. Something that's happened that's knocked us, derailed us. So get back on and let's keep going.
People love complaining.
But people want to
love
lay
whinging.
in derailment.
And people want them to feel, oh, I feel so sorry for you. No, well, listen, okay, I do. Yeah, I get it. But come on. I always, one of the most powerful techniques for me in NLP is reframing. You know, if this has happened to you, well, okay, well, what's the advantage of this happening to you? And by comparison, there is always billions of people that are much worse than you. You know, not millions, billions of people that are much worse than you.
I know, but I don't feel like that helps when you say that, because I need to go through my shit.
Them, sorry, let me just say, I would drop them in the middle of the jungle or
Did
wherever
you just
these
push my hand down?
Absolutely, because you need to listen.
Okay,
I'm just
let
joking.
me get back.
What I'm saying is that I would drop that person in the middle. You see, it doesn't help. Well, it does help if I actually really take them there mentally. I don't have to take them, lift them in a plane, drop them in the middle of the jungle with no mobile phones, no food, no electric, in a war zone area with no food. I don't have to take them there, but I can take them there mentally. Okay. So stop complaining, realize how lucky you are with what you have right now. And let's start looking at where we want to go with this.
Yeah, that's kind of tough love.
Absolutely.
What's NLP?
NLP stands for Neuro-Linguistic Programming.
Okay, give me some examples.
Neuro-Linguistic Programming was created by a guy called Richard Bandler and John Lover and John
Lithgow?
No, I can't remember. I was going to say his name. Richard Bandler. And anyway, so basically they created this technology 40 years ago, which is literally, it's based on the study of excellence. How do successful people do what they do? How have they overcome anxieties, phobias, fears, anxieties? And literally they created a series of techniques that help you understand how to think better, how to be aware of your thoughts, and how to get rid of limiting beliefs so you can focus on solutions instead of problems.
Oh, kind of rewiring the brain.
Absolutely. It's a manual for your brain as well. It's very, very powerful. It's been around for a long time. A lot of the greats have been using it for many years. They just haven't given him the credit.
Did Carl Jung or Jung use it? I like him.
I don't know if he does, actually.
Do you like him?
Yeah, I do like him. Yeah, I do like him.
He has one of my favorite quotes. Besides, Marianne Williamson has my favorite quote, but his is, there's no greater disservice to the life of a child than the unlived life of the parent. Did that come out right? Did that make sense?
Yes.
Okay. I was trying to do recall and get it out of my pie hole at the same time, and I didn't know if it would happen. Thank you so much. Sometimes I need stroking. I appreciate that, Bernardo.
I just gave you a little stroke there.
Yeah, thank you. I like that better than the hand hit.
Yeah.
Push me down. Well, this is sitting here, but I'm going to grab my water because I didn't put it close to me like I suggested.
You told me to keep my water close to me.
I wish Ben was here taking care of me. Ben, the two of us need look no more.
I had my water here. I was told.
I know, because I told you to do that, but I did not tell myself.
Listen.
The question, find your true purpose. What's your true purpose, Bernardo?
My true purpose is to help humanity, to help people to ultimately start focusing on the important things of life, which is really exploring and understanding what our purpose is in life and what we're here for, and to focus on leaving a legacy. So that's my purpose, and through my platforms, I hope to reach millions of people around the world.
Let me read what you wrote to me.
Okay, if you can read it.
I don't think I can, but it's okay. I'm going to try. So I got a book. Well, you had to be a member, and I wasn't signed up yet. So I said, I'll sign up. I want a book. And someone gave me a book. It was very nice. And I signed up. I was true to my word.
You were?
And I gave it to him and said, would you sign this, please? But wait till I walk away, because I really, feel like then it would be more special. So let's see what happened. To Leigh, give people. Will you read it?
I'll try and read it. I haven't got my glasses.
Give people what they want.
Give people give people true answers based on what they need to hear.
Oh, I like that so much. That was nice.
Thank you.
Because sometimes when I go to speak and I start and I'm thinking in my head what I want to say, then I have to do my little calming 3 breaths and say, God, use me to share what the people need to hear. And it's such a relief for me to let myself off the hook and just share from my heart. And then if I'm really good stuff comes out of my mouth. Usually I say really good shit, but I was trying to be a little more proper because you're English.
Shit works for me.
Can you handle shit?
Oh, we invented shit.
You did?
Absolutely.
But you guys just say it quietly, kind of behind your napkin while you're patting your lips.
Shit. We've got many ways of saying shit. Anyway, I don't want to associate shit with my book, if you don't mind.
No,
Can we
I'm
just
sorry.
focus on-
Let's clean that space.
Yes, please. Thank you.
The
Excuse me.
question. What's the question?
What I wanted to say is about the personal message I wrote for you was because every time I have to give someone a book, I really try and identify who am I giving this book to, because there is a purpose in the book. And ultimately I do expect or hope that there's at least one empowering question. There should be hundreds, but there should be at least one that is thought-provoking enough to get you kind of really on the journey of really pushing yourself, and I think that's what it is that we're very gentle with ourselves, with what we ask ourselves, because we're scared of the answers, and we have to be brave enough, because if we're not brave enough now, when are we going to be brave enough? The fact is that it might be too late when we want to be brave. So
Wait, I want to stop you on that because you talk fast. That we aren't brave enough with ourselves, and that if we wait, I really feel like people can miss their whole lifeboat.
Absolutely.
Because I always think everyone has amazing ideas. Everyone has great movie ideas, book ideas. It's the people who are doing them, the people who are stepping out in fear, even if they feel like vulnerable, whatever, who get it. Not because they're the best, but because they just take action and move. I don't know why that just popped out of my mouth, because it reminded me of something you said that I liked and you were going fast.
Well, because I think one of the things we were saying at the Legacy Club the other day, which is something that I say all the time now, is that tonight we will have one less day to make a difference.
Yeah.
And that's the fact. The fact is, tomorrow's another day. It's true. I've had a bad day.
To not make a difference.
Today was a bad day. Tomorrow's another day. True. And it's good. It's good. It's helpful. It's positive. But the fact is, if you finish at the end of the day saying, I have one less day to make a difference, I have one less day to leave a legacy, I have one day less to help someone else, or, then you'll start really focusing on ultimately kind of what can I do? And that's the whole idea, is what is my purpose? What am I here for? So I simply try to train people by asking them and bombarding them with questions, for them to ask themselves those questions. What am I here for? What is my purpose? What I'm going to do tomorrow? How can I make a difference? How can I help people? So yes, get on with it, because
get on with it.
Get on with it, because we really, and we do this thing about that. I do this clock that I do that. Like, we all have this clock whereby there's a time there, our expiry date.
Everyone's clock's right around here.
Everyone's clock's
near their
there.
heart area.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I've come up with this idea, and then we do it. And then the idea is, I can't see it, but I can see the reflection of it. But because we can't see it and we can't see the reflection of it, but at least you should always be aware that it's there, because if you're aware that it's there, then ultimately, hopefully, it kickstarts you into making and taking action. We don't know how long we're here for. We could have a bad news today, we can have an accident tomorrow, and that's it. So
it is a blip.
Absolutely.
Like, it feels long sometimes when you're in it, or you're not purpose driven. It's just another monotonous day. But once you get purpose driven and you know why you're here, you think, wow, I have a limited amount of time to do the work that I'm here to do. How can I most utilize what I have? And yours, yeah.
I think what I'm trying to do is by asking yourself these really strong, empowering questions on a daily basis and constantly, what happens is your mind, your unconscious mind starts looking for the solutions, because we have so much more wisdom, we're so much more aware. If not, we're also very observant. We will read a book, we'll read something, something will come to us, because unconsciously we've started asking ourselves those empowering questions. And then what happens is, when we start answering those questions, when we're going to get closer to what our purpose is in life. And if we are closer to what our purpose is in life, then what's going to happen is we will start focusing and enjoying life. And then,
I know.
Yeah.
Could you imagine if everyone was on point with why they were here? They'd be filled with joy. We'd be walking around in a community of people uplifting each other, supporting each other, and happy.
And people wouldn't want to kill you on the motorway. Do you know what I mean? They just basically just let you live. And people would be happy. I
don't want to get into the motorcycle thing, because it just scares me how people are on their freaking phones. It has nothing to do with your safety or how good or what you wear.
Yeah.
It's a silly person not looking, which reminds me to not look at my phone in my car.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
I like the word legacy, because it's not about right now. It's about what you want to be known for. Like, why are you here? Why are you on the planet? When you die, what is your tombstone going to read? What are they going to say about you? What have you done to make the world right? Is that kind of what legacy means to you?
Yeah, I think it was kind of a common word that kept coming up for years. Again, Steve Arcovy, life is about living, loving, and leaving a legacy. Laughing and leaving a legacy.
I've got the loving and laughing part.
Yeah,
and I'm doing my legacy.
Well, the thing is that you see, legacy can become or can sound as a very profound word, and the fact is, obviously, look, the word legacy is, if you look in the dictionary, is more linked around financial, about what you're living as an estate behind you. But the fact is, your legacy is every word. You see, you could go to someone and say, you know what, I think you're absolutely amazing, and I think you could do this, this, and that, and I think you're capable of anything. You could say that to someone, and that could change their life. You see, that's a legacy. You could have a kind word for someone. You could educate your kids in becoming aware of the environment, and they could become environmentalists, and they could help the planet. You just don't know the ripple effect of any and every word that we have,
everything,
and every action that we do, and everything that we say is part of our legacy. So when I can see my kids and a lot of my friends looking at me like a complete lunatic because I keep doing and developing and traveling and doing different things, but because I would rather do that. I want to be known for someone that keeps pushing the boundaries than sitting just waiting to die. Do you know what I mean? And that's what a lot of people do, unfortunately. They're on this planet, they're paying their bills, they're enjoying a weekend.
Well, they're sleepwalking.
It's sleepwalking, yeah.
Really?
Yeah, they are.
They're sleepwalking. And I think that's why so many people are overweight or sitting in jobs they hate or taking sleeping pills or getting drunk, is because they have to numb. Deep inside, something wants to come out, and that is they were here to express, and they're not, and they feel so out of whack and disconnected that they put other things in their body to try and numb it. And I think that is when you miss your life, when you don't tap in here to who you are, own your power, and know why you're here.
And that could be a negative legacy, because you see, that's it. Is if that's what you do, our kids are sponges. Our kids around us just literally observe what's going on.
Yeah.
Now, if you're a parent that's going out and exercising, okay, you might be overweight, but you've spent the last 6 months, 9 months doing all sorts of things, like
I exercise a little bit.
Well, then you go and that's kind of what your kids are going to be looking at. If your kids think, hey, you know what, he was 40 or 50 and he just changed careers because he wasn't happy, he wanted to do something a bit more meaning, that's going to be a legacy for your kid.
Well, that's that whole, Carl, is it Jung or Jung?
You can say whatever you want.
Well, I always do, but it's always just a little off. So I was asking for some guidance there, Bernardo, but thank you for the freedom to say it wrong.
That's how I roll.
Thank you. But it's that quote that I just said, that he said that the greatest disservice to a kid is not to live your life as the parent. That was my paraphrasing. But my kids will be like, you're going to do what? And I'm like, you're welcome. Live your life. You guys are not my life. I'm here to guide you and love you and be behind you. But I'm here for my soul's journey.
Yeah.
But I like that too, because I don't go to guilt. I don't feel bad. I know that I've got them taken care of, and I need to do the things that I need to do, which I love. It's very freeing for me, because I think so often, especially mothers, think when you have a kid, I have to be that. And they put all of them on their kid and focus and lose themselves. And then we have the big empty nest syndrome. And I would like to eradicate that for women, because if you're in your own, you can still love and do and guide, but you're fulfilling why you're here. And you're not here for them, you're here for you. So I like that a lot. I liked owning that so I could stop trying to feel guilty because I was going to do something again. And people are like, oh my God, you're leaving your kids again?
Hey, at the end of the day, you mothers can say, I gave you life. I mean, excuse me, is that not enough?
Oh, well, I can kind of say that, because I grew my babies in other people's bodies.
Oh, yeah.
I had one that came C-section, almost died. They took out my uterus, and I put my embryos in other women's bodies. So I could say, at least we paid for someone to give you life. Or at least I gave you life, because I didn't throw away my embryos. And I felt called to go through all of them.
Yeah.
So I ended up with a shitload of children. But I'm enjoying it. Children are a pressure cooker for learning, I think. Did you find that?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. Yeah. There's a lot of...
you have one or two?
A lot of food to put on the plate.
A lot of money.
I have 3.
You have 3?
Yeah.
Okay. I saw a picture on Instagram or whatever. Was it Instagram or did I see you guys, or Facebook?
I can neither confirm or deny.
Well, I want you to notice my likes, please.
Okay. I will notice your likes.
If
I like your likes.
Thank you. If
You're
I'm
welcome.
if I'm taking the time to touch and put a comment, she looks like her daddy, I want you to notice that.
Okay.
That is just from my heart, nothing to do with my ego.
I don't want you to think that I was actually having some time with my daughter and I didn't check your legs, but I will be doing that. Don't feel guilty.
Okay, so you have 3 kids.
I've got 3 kids.
Is she your oldest?
No, she's my youngest, 22. My middle one is 27, and my oldest is 28.
Oh, wow, they're close together. How old are you?
54.
You're old.
54? 53.
Must have a lot of wisdom.
54, 53. Excuse me, did you say I was old?
Because I wanted you to say, how old are you?
Yeah.
I was trying to bait you.
I'm too polite. How old are you?
I'm 53.
Oh my God, you look amazing.
We're the same age.
You look amazing. You have a lot of wisdom.
Oh my gosh, are you mirroring back what I said to you?
No.
Oh, that's what yeah. Oh, well, thank you then. I'll just take it. I don't know with you NLPers what's really happening behind your eyeballs.
I'm all good.
Why?
Was there a question there?
Who knows?
Well,
you tell me.
Listen, my kids are ultimately kind of my legacy. I mean, I had them, young. I don't know, young. I was 26 when I had my son.
That's young.
It is young, yeah. I mean, kind of, I don't know. My boys, I don't know if they're going to get married, to be honest. I just can't see it happening. My daughter, eventually, maybe. But yeah, listen, they're my legacy. It was something that I always used to say many, many, many years ago. And it's great because you see these human beings and they might not want to acknowledge it because obviously, parents aren't cool and we were never young and we never did anything. We never drank anything. But, at the end of the day, they look like us and kind of like, they've really taken on board whatever they've seen around our house. And I've got to say, they're just great kids. They've got great personalities. They're very charismatic. They're all bilingual.
Everyone in the country is bilingual except Americans because their next door neighbor speaks a different language.
Yeah.
I'm still kind of mad at the people who came here and settled right off the bat because they try to lose their heritage to be American.
Yeah.
And that's such a disservice because I would like to be bilingual.
It's a shame. And I have met quite a few South American people here. I don't know, 2nd, 3rd generation who don't speak Spanish. So yeah, very proud of my Spanish heritage. Absolutely. I'm Spanish in my ways.
You're Spain. But when people, so people speak Spanish, that could mean Mexico or any country, right?
Any country in South America. Yeah, it is Spanish speaking. Yeah.
But it came from Spain.
But it came from Spain, the mother country. And that's
kind of like
from.
London came our English. Was that proper English?
Yeah.
London came our English.
Yeah. English did come from the United Kingdom, I suppose. Yeah.
So, what I was going to say about the kids is it's a pressure cooker.
Yeah.
I got my master's in spiritual psychology and it was very heavy, the classes. It was like Friday till Sunday. And everyone's exhausted at the end because you share emotionally to relieve stuff and to heal it. And then everyone's like, I can't wait to go home to my apartment and lay down. I'm going to recoup for a week. And I was like, oh, shoot, I'm jumping back in the pressure cooker. I felt like I never got a break, but I felt like it also accelerated my learning. I think that's been my life, has been that.
It drives you. I mean, kids drive you. I mean, kind of for me, whatever's happened, even in the worst scenarios, my kids always had everything, and I always, for me, it's just kind of like, people choose to live how they want it. I just wanted to give my kids the best. So kind of when it came down, if I made money, I spent money. If I wanted obviously I had a construction company, I'd build a big house, So I just wanted my kids to have an experience.
Obviously, I had a construction company.
No, I had a construction company. I built a big house. I could have built a 1-bedroom flat. I refused to. I want my kids to live in a good place. So, I gave my kids everything I could. But at the end of the day, what I've given them is a lot of kind of like knowledge and experience, I suppose, and kind of like, to keep going. And it's never too late just to do whatever it is you want to do. So as I said, they look at me probably like a lunatic.
I've given my kids what not to do. Have you ever seen that TV show? Or did I make it up? Hold on. Ben, what's that TV show where they go in and they do things that are kind of obnoxious and then the people say, are you kidding me? Forget it. I just think that I've lived my.
I think it's a great show to make anyway. If it's not done, I think you should make it.
What not to do?
Yeah.
What not to wear, but mine is just life. What not to do. That sounds inspirational. Something else I was going to ask you about legacy. Oh, what I like about you is, besides your eyeballs and your mysterious way, I like how you're like a Renaissance man. Meaning, I had this business, it went under. I created another one, and now I did. You know what I mean? It's like this evolving in a big way every time. Like I think a lot of people are like, I really wish I want to do that one day. what's my little step I can take to get one thing? Do you know what I mean? But you're like, big, huge thing, big, huge thing. That's really powerful. A lot of people in their lifetime maybe get one thing that they've given all their attention to for a long ass time to come to fruition or whatever, or to work at it so long that it becomes something big. But you're just creating big stuff and then whatever, and then creating another. You know what I'm saying? How does that work?
Well, I think the best you is based on kind of what I've learned. So I got into NLP, then I started promoting Richard Bandler in NLP. So I still am.
He's saying NLP,
neuro-linguistic programming. Yeah. So I've been promoting it for 10 years, and that's my other brand. But
did that change your life when you studied that?
It did. And NLP did change my life because it allowed me, even if I was pretty savvy when it came down to selling, communicating, engaging with people, kind of really, for the first time, I was aware of my thoughts and aware of how I could change my thoughts and the impact it would have. So absolutely, there's no doubt. And a lot of what's in the book is based on NLP. But what happened is that I started identifying that, okay, why do people want to become the best version of themselves? Because, well, why do they read books? Why do we attend seminars and things like that? Because people want to learn, people want to evolve, and this well-being industry is just growing and growing and growing and growing. And I saw it was very segmented. I thought, Jack Canfield doing his thing, Tony Robbins, T. Harv Eker, Robert Kiyosaki, and everyone doing their own thing. And I thought, well, there's not a big platform like an Amazon or self-help where everyone could go and find all this content, because all these guys are really generous. They give a lot of stuff away, and there's not a place where you could go and find it. And that's where I came up with the idea of the best you, because I thought, shall I call it the crap you or the average you? And I thought, no, that's not a great name. Let's call it the best you. So I went down that name, and obviously people identify with that. So the choice of name was good, but it had to be multi-platform because we all learn in many different ways. So would it be a live event? Would it be a magazine? Should it be a podcast? Should it be? So I literally did it all. And I started.
When did you start?
Well, I started the Best You 6 years ago. And I started with a magazine, and I started interviewing people. And that's what I did. So, and the magazine's now bi-monthly. So I interview people, I do podcasts, and then I put all this content together and I put it out there, and it's digital content. It's all available. It's been there for free. But I wanted to create these big shows. I wanted to create these big events because I wanted to bring a lot of people together. Everyone's niche, and I was anti-niche. Well, why niche? If I want to learn, I want to learn, and I want to be open to learning all sorts of different things. Why do I want to go to one big festival, one big place where I can only learn one thing? Yoga. And 76 different types of people teaching yoga.
Well, here's what I'm finding out about the niche business is every time I say what I do, they go, well, who's your audience? Who's your audience?
I know.
The more you hone in,
I know.
The bigger you get, because you're getting a group of people who like you, who connect with exactly what they need from you. And then they tell, and then it grows. If you find your niche, you're actually getting more people than going general and reaching less. And that's just kind of whatever. I don't know if it's on Facebook or Twitter or not Twitter, but Instagram. That I just went to some seminar, and the woman who works high up in Google, who owns YouTube, and YouTube that has, I found this interesting, they have more views a day on YouTube than they do from all television things combined, like triple one day on YouTube from all formats of television. I found that so interesting that I think television is going to go away and it's going to exist on YouTube. And then they say the more you get into your niche, the more people you get. Because if you're too general, no one's drawn to you because there's a whole bunch of people doing it general.
For me, it doesn't work because for me, I'm just saying with my role, you see, because I took it upon myself to present to people many different ways of learning and being open to learning. So for me, the best you always had to be about. So, okay, what does the best you mean? Well, the best you could mean, I want to be able to lose weight. I want to be able to find some vitamins. I want to buy some yoga pants.
Did you say vitamins?
Vitamins, yoga pants. I might want to find love. Well-being means so many different things to many different people. It's a $3 trillion industry. So I have to put shows whereby I've got all sorts of speakers covering all aspects of literally learning, education, because I want a family to come along, a father, a mum, and their kids, and I want them to all to be able to go to different kinds of room and experience different kinds of things. If I'm open to learning, you see, I started spinning here in LA a couple of weeks ago. I'd never been to a bloody spinning room, and I'm doing this soul cycle. I find myself in the middle of a bloody room cycling away.
Did you like it?
I loved it. But again, I'm there simply to go and experience and see if it's something that's appealing or interesting for me. So my brand, The Best You, is all about presenting people many, many different kinds of options of being open to learn. Because you know what? You might come for one reason, and then all of a sudden you find yourself in a completely different reason, in a different room for different reasons, listening to someone.
Yeah.
And that could be the spark that changes your life. So please stay away from niche. Be open to learning anything. Read something completely different to whatever it is that you're reading normally. And that's the problem, is everyone wants to box you in. Learning is everything. And you learn, there's everything to learn. And that's the problem. So that's why I did the Best You. The Best You now, as it's grown and as I've really identified kind of what we've done, which is kind of get a lot of people together. So my show in London, we had 14,000 people, 170 speakers. It's my fourth show. We went from 3,000 to 6,000 to 12,000 to 14,000. And in LA next year, I hope we're going to get anything between 8 to 12,000 people.
I'm speaking, at that. I signed up.
Are you?
Yeah.
Well, we'll see about that.
Well, wait a second. I think I signed up.
I can either confirm or deny again.
Do I just sign up? I think I just signed up, and I thought I would just get a spot, but do you have to actually pick someone? I'm so happy you're here. You're a really great guy. So because you have how many speakers?
We'll probably have around 150 speakers here in LA, yeah.
So am I?
Well, basically, in order to speak or exhibit, it's by application, and obviously there's an investment. Okay.
Oh, yeah. Everything's an investment. That's what I found so trippy. People are like, hey, I really want you to speak at my event. I'm like, all right. They're like, it's $2,000. I'm like, oh, hell no. But then I've done is...
You're gonna love this. Yesterday, because I'm still, it doesn't mean anything, but I'm still in the process. We're right now getting the quotes for the show next year. I got 2 quotes yesterday for the AV. Okay, which is mad. This is mad.
I know.
I pay so much less in the UK. I can't believe it. I got one for $320,000. I got another one for $240,000. So when I hear people saying, "Oh, I get paid to speak," well, that's brilliant. That's brilliant.
Oh yeah,
good for you.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, obviously, putting a show like that where we venue, market, the whole thing, it's a big, massive production. But at the end of the day, people only pay $20, $25 to attend. And that's it. And
you have to make your money because you don't want to lose money helping people.
Well, I have. I've done that for many, many years.
Enough of that, Bernardo.
I've done that for so many, many years. So, but anyway, the legacy and the ideas that come to me is simply because I'm really learning as I go along on what is working, what isn't working, and what might be missing. So the Best You was missing. The Best You Expo was missing. And obviously,
and that's how things grow, right? Make it multi-level.
Absolutely, but
things going on.
They then become a reality because people start kind of looking into, oh wow, I didn't see that happening, and look at what it is now. But the legacy is deeper because I think what I've learned. So 50,000, 60,000 people have attended my courses. I've promoted around 700 people. I've been doing this for 10, 11 years now. I think that anything and everything related to personal development has absolutely no meaning. There's no use in the work, and these are big words. There's no use in the work of Tony Robbins and Robert Kiyosaki and T. Harv Eker in Grant Cardone. There's no use in anything of that if you don't become the best version of yourself. If you're reading books, if you're attending these courses in these seminars and you're not becoming better as a person, as an individual, there's no use.
Well, that to me means if you're not doing the work here, which connects to that. If you're not doing the work here, everything you read and everything you are seeking is outside of yourself. You're not in line with because you're not matched up because you're down here and the energy and what abundance and love and joy are up here. You can't get it by reading books.
You need to be aligned, and that's the key thing. You really need to be aligned with what you're trying to learn, and then making sure that you're implementing. But then you're doing it because you want to become the best version of yourself. If you become a better person, everyone around you is going to benefit.
That's the Gandhi thing. That's when I learned. Really got his quote: "Be the change that you want to see in the world." Yeah. So for me, it's just shining my light and being in love as often as possible. That's because that's what we need more of. And I found the more I fill myself up with it and share that, the more the room diffuses or the more the room is connected but it's that simplicity in message. You don't have to go do some big nonprofit. You don't have to go volunteer at some big thing or start a nonprofit. You can be kind and you can smile and you can connect with people. And that makes a huge difference in the world. If more people are doing that, seeing each other, I think it's amazing. But what I want to ask you is, what's something messy from your life? Something you've been through that's messy?
Oh my God.
And then
how long have you got?
What did you learn from it? And then how are you using what you learned as a source for good now?
Messy was obviously kind of my financial predicaments that I had, I suppose. It was very messy for me.
Because it knocked you on your ass and stripped you of all the things that you worked hard for.
Yeah, it it brought down, and separating kind of from my wife has been very messy.
Is that kind of recent?
Yeah, a year ago now. But still kind of going through the process. We were together for 30 years. So
30.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, since you were in your 20s.
I always used to say the joke, which is not funny anymore. You get less for murder. It's not
Wait, you just said something under your breath. I couldn't even hear it. You kind of sucked in when you said it.
I used to say this as a joke. When I say, how long have you been with your wife? I said 30 years. I said, you get less for murder. That would be my joke.
That's a bad joke.
It's a very bad joke. It's a very, very bad joke.
Bad joke.
It's a very bad joke. But the fact is that it was very, very happy times for me. But the reason I've done it is because, again, I'm really trying to be congruent. I think I shared this message when you were at the talk. I couldn't publish my book. The book was ready. I couldn't publish it because the whole book is about asking yourself empowering questions and being congruent with your message and also being honest with yourself. So I wasn't being honest with myself. I wasn't happy for a long time. I wanted to do things differently. I wanted to live differently. I wanted to live somewhere different.
That's a big thing because you're married with kids
publish. For
that long. And then to realize this is not fulfilling me. This is no longer serving or uplifting or taking me to all the places. I'm experiencing something similar right now. I've been married for 21 years and we're taking a little break right now, reassessing if this is how we want to move forward, if it's run its course, the relationship. And I'm finding with this little break that we're taking is I'm actually starting to do all the things I wanted to do that I always kind of thought it might be with him, or I was waiting when he was ready to do it with me. And I was like, oh no, I'm enough on my own to do all the things. So already there's like a blessing, not even sure what's going to happen between us, but I'm getting the blessing of I'm all I need. I have everything I need to do all the things that I want to do. So I don't know, I think it's beautiful to make a move or to experience change or to be open to something besides this limiting thought. It has to be with this person this way. And then all of a sudden you're like, oh no, nothing, everything is impermanent, right?
Yeah.
Everything.
Yeah. And we were talking about that as well. I think for me, obviously, she has been, and she was my best friend for many years, my partner in so many different ways. But change is the thing that I keep talking about. And change is good, and welcoming change. As the moment you start looking at change as something exciting, it's simply reframing the thought of change as change is scary to change. Oh, exciting. It just has a complete, now it sounds different.
Yeah.
And it does. And that's what happens with change and when you're open to it. But I really believe that ultimate love is letting go of someone that you truly love to go and find whatever it is that they want to do. You see, if it was the other way around, where it was my wife that said, you know what, I really have, I really want to go on my journey. I've got this thing that I've never done all my life, or I want to see where I go or how far I can get. Maybe these are empty words if it was the other way around, or maybe I wouldn't believe that. But I would want to believe that I would. I would be excited about the potential opportunities for her, and I would like to see that happening. And I think that's why we have kids. Ultimately, we have kids because we want this ultimate love, and we want them to be able to grow and become 100 times better than we are. And that's what it is. And we have
That's not what all people want. I'm just saying that's what you want because that's what you.
Well, for my kids.
Yeah.
People don't want the best for their kids.
I don't know if a lot of parents are even awake of what they're doing or what their purpose is or what their goal is or why they're doing it. They're just doing it. They're just in the humdrum of people who are sleepwalking. But to say what you just said, would you say that you want your kids to be 100 times better
than I am?
Than you are, yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. And if parents don't think that, then I would like to speak to them. Because if parents out there don't want their
parents.
kids... Absolutely.
If you don't think that, reach out to him, but beware because he's a real...
I can't believe it. I'm sorry. I don't know what kind of parents but I can't imagine parents wouldn't want their kids to be better than them.
Well, I don't think a lot of parents think about stuff like... It's like everything in life. Why am I here? Why am I doing this? What is my purpose? What is my intention? I don't think people have that kind of mindset with kids. It's like, get up, get them ready, get them out the door, get them to school, blah, blah, blah. You know what I mean? It's just mindful living, I think. I don't think that a lot of parents are. I don't know. I
think.
Of course, we want good for our kids.
They feed them. Again, they might feed them the wrong things, but they feed them. They send them to school. I do believe.
Take care.
I do believe that, and I'm not saying all the parents, because obviously there are people that shouldn't be parents. But I think ultimately, the kind of normal people that I would expect that we or are watching or listening would want their kids to be better than them.
Yeah, I just think there's a difference how you say it and how people feel, but they're not even sure that they feel that way. I don't know if that makes sense, whatever.
Okay, well, let's agree to disagree. Next.
Wait, we're not disagreeing. Okay, next.
Okay.
Well, that happened the first time I met you. You were saying things and everyone was super mesmerized by you. They're like, Bernardo, oh my God. Oh, yes, Bernardo, but yes. I was like, what did you just say? No. Oh, hell no. And then you were like, excuse me, but then you talk really fast and you're so intense. You're like, 30 years in the prison. And I was just like watching you, but it was just interesting. Like I like your laser focus and I like your seriousness. Sometimes it makes me giggle because you seem so like
no, when it comes down to
focused.
When it comes down to things, I'm very passionate. Well, if I'm saying something that I believe in, I'm extremely passionate. So the Latino comes out and I just say as it is. Now, I have always put my mouth in and sometimes people, hold on a minute, I completely disagree. No, I completely respect that. But I give everyone the courtesy of me listening to their opinion. Okay?
I listen to you.
I listen and you listen to me and I listen to you. And then then you were trying to kind of reinforce your opinion on me. And that was brilliant. Good for you for doing that. I completely understood the first time. I'm going to say to you the same thing. Let me explain to you again. I'm not going to explain to you for the second time. No, I gave you sufficient feedback.
No, you did not.
Because I stated my points very clearly.
Because you went like this. Yeah, but I... Blah, blah.
No.
Instead of saying, I hear you.
I did hear you.
Then you said, but
I completely disagree
and then I said,
with you.
But when you didn't...
I heard you, and I said to you, I disagree with you. Great.
Well, that's when I thought it was bullshit.
I said, you know what? I love you. I love what you just said. Brilliant. Good for you. You keep that. I'll keep mine.
Well, what a basic difference was mine's, which you spoke about, that yours is too as well, but mine's based on the foundation of love.
Yeah.
And letting people know they're not alone. All the work that I do. And then you were like, so's mine. And I was like, no, because you're being in your face and say, cut the shit. But
no, mine's tough love. Yours is soft love. Mine's tough love.
No, mine's...
We need both. Not everyone can deal with my love and not everyone can deal with your love. Okay? You get that, yeah? Of course you do.
Oh, hell
You're a very
no.
clever girl.
Not everyone can deal with your tough love.
Absolutely. Some people need to hear it straight.
Yeah,
some people don't need all the fluff.
I do
I'm
straight.
sorry.
I do straight too, and I'm not a fluffer.
Here we are disagreeing again.
No, you're not listening. You just cut me off.
Luckily, I'm right. Anyway, carry on. Come on.
You know what I love too is people who are Spanish or whatever, that you're not whatever, but I was gonna say Latino, that you're like talking like this and you're doing this. This is kind of my cogni, but I don't have to do where you're from in England. You're talking like this and you're saying a thing and then you go.
Was that English actually? That was terrible. Don't do that again.
Oh, let me try again.
No, please don't.
Okay. Here's how I can sometimes get into it. Right. Because my girlfriend always goes, right. But that's all I can do.
Yeah. I don't know what that was.
What was I going to say?
I have no idea. That I was right. I think there was something.
No, it's nothing about that. Ben, you are working with me, not Bernardo. So quit laughing so hard as Bernardo says things that are really inappropriate. I can't remember.
Listen, one of the
no, I remember.
Oh, thank God.
Just when you wanted to talk.
Thank God.
So I like when you're talking in your English accent and then you stop for 1 second to say something in Spanish. I think it's lovely. I love it so much. So you're talking. And then what did you just say a minute ago? And you said just one Spanish word. But you went from da-da-da to Latino. And then you went back to, I like that.
Yeah.
That was a lot of comeback for just a very little payoff. But
I thank you.
Great.
Thank you. But what I was going to say is that
more importantly,
that the reason I am here today was because I liked your approach. Okay. I liked your approach. I like how straightforward you are. And I like your banter. because we had a lot of banter on the first day. We've
Yes.
obviously got a bit of banter here going on today.
I was trying to be really just,
But, I think that's what it is. I think it's about communication. I think it's about being honest. I think it's about we both had a great conversation and we both can agree or disagree with things. And
it's okay.
And it's okay. It's
Yeah.
absolutely fine. Yeah.
I actually like it. I like that a lot.
Yeah, so do I.
He's just saying we have 5 minutes.
Okay.
So why don't you wrap it up, Bernardo?
Okay. What am I saying now?
So what do you want? What do you want people to? Well, no, we could say some more things, but I do want you to tell people where to go to check you out and to check out your legacy club that you're helping people find their legacy and leave it and make their mark.
Yeah, I've got to say that kind of, for me, it is the most exciting thing I've done in my life, and I've done a few things. I've done a lot of things.
You've done a lot.
I've done a lot. I mean, I was a DJ. I worked in a pub. I've done it all. So
He's done it all.
But
he's done it all.
By far, it's the most exciting thing, and the reason is because what we do. So, with me running the Best You, I thought that was missing. Is I think, well, why do we read all these books? What's the intention? And then how much time do we actually focus and spend time talking about what our purpose is in life, and sit around a room with people who we all have the same kind of ideas of leaving a legacy. And we shared some of those stats, didn't we? We spent 26, 27 years sleeping. We spent 4 years on social media, 1 year doing our hair, 7 years watching television. So we spent so much time doing completely irrelevant things. And I think it's time to spend more time on focusing your legacy. And for me, it's the most exciting thing I'm doing. I can't wait to see where the Legacy Club goes.
And I'll have to tell you what, people who do events get like 500 people and they're like, wow, I'm kicking it. And so for you to not be doing it that long and having so many people show up, how are you getting so many damn butts in the seats or moving through the rooms?
Yeah, because I think there's a lot of people, getting kind of the same ideas that they've been around for a long time. I'm not reinventing the wheel here. I'm just simply presenting it.
And this is not honing into a niche. It's honing into, I've got something for you if you're a seeker, if you're hungry, if you want to evolve.
Yeah. Just be open. Just be open to come.
A spiritual candy store.
Absolutely. It's about experiencing, and be open to learning and push yourself. So I simply bring everyone together, and then I bring all those people that are looking at maybe growing or
And I think there's nothing more powerful than collaborating with other people. And I like how you're creating this global network.
Collaborating and being connected. It's
Yeah.
just, again, look at the facts that we were saying. There's time we spend on social media, on phones. We don't speak anymore.
That's
You know,
why.
we don't sit in a room. We don't all spend a day or a couple of days with thousands of people the same. And, you can start sharing ideas. The energy that's created in these rooms. We just spend too much time behind the screen, behind the phone. And it's not right. We have to take a couple of steps back. I think that's where we're going.
And I think too, is even the small thing where it doesn't have to be a big global movement that you're doing, but even putting your phone down, because I think every time I go into an elevator, I do that because I always end up laughing and making friends on going to one floor, but just looking at the people around me, I know that I'm in that small area with them for a reason, whether I'm supposed to smile at them and they're going to say something I needed to hear or whatever it is. Looking up, it's unbelievable. It's such a gift and it's so simple. And it gets us out of being mad that somebody's having a better life on Instagram than me.
Yeah, a fake one.
So Candace said she's trying to organize a dinner for us to go to our favorite restaurant, Craig's, and that you have not nailed down a date. So I would like to encourage you to get in cahoots with Candace if it's tonight, next night, or Friday night, and we're going to Craig's. Are you aware of this?
Friday night, I'll be on a plane.
Are you leaving where?
I can book it for Friday night, but I won't be there.
No, then that wouldn't make sense because we wanted you in
you
attendance.
want me there? Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So then I will confirm.
All right. I'm not sure with what or what day, but I'll take that
That's
kind of
exactly what I wanted to do.
The man of mystery. All right. Thank you for coming on.
Thank you so much. And anyone that would want to find me, I'm sure you're going to have the details, thebestyou.co,
we'll
thebestyouexpo.com. You've got all the details.
We'll have in this, when we post it, the thing to sign up for his Los Angeles, Long Beach thing in March next year. And
I would love to give your listeners a couple of free tickets to the Expo thing. If you want.
Oh, fantastic. Yeah. He's throwing in some free tickets. So I'll do something like a little
But
contest.
you'll be speaking there anyway.
Yeah, I'll
right?
be speaking, you
Yeah,
guys.
absolutely.
He thinks it's just for 15 minutes, and I'm paying $5,000, but trust me, it's going to be a lot longer.
It's 20 minutes. It's 20 minutes.
It's 20.
I'm being generous today.
And really?
No.
No, I'm going to own that.
Absolutely.
Okay. Or is it longer, really?
It was a lot more, but
No. I want to go back up. And so we'll give you a link to sign up to be a part of his global legacy. I always want to say You Legacy, but it's best you.
The best You Legacy clubs. So we've got now 14 cities around the world. Obviously, Candice does a great job here in Calabasas. So we've got them in Temecula. We've got them in Tennessee now.
Tell the other countries they're
Dallas.
in. I like that.
Yeah, Tennessee, Dallas. I've obviously got a few in London, Northern Ireland. I've got them in Athens, in Bucharest, and Mumbai in India.
Can I speak in Mumbai one day if I think of a great message for
in
them?
Jordan,
No one
in
told me
Amman.
my
We've got
bra
one-
strap was out the whole time.
I know. Jordan and Amman, we got one in there as well.
Okay. So out of all of those, what's the kind of sexiest place to go to?
Oh, I loved Greece. I've got to go.
Oh, I love Greece.
Greece was amazing.
Where is it in Greece? What island?
It's not an island, so it's in Athens.
Oh, it's in Athens.
Yeah.
But there are islands.
There's lots of islands.
Yeah.
Athens, and there's Evie running it over there. She's fantastic. Legacy Club director. She does a great job.
My favorite there is Santorini.
Yeah.
You've been there a lot or a little?
No, I haven't actually. I've only
Ever?
been to a couple of islands, so I haven't been to Santorini.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
If you go to Santorini, you'll die.
Yeah.
It's so incredibly beautiful. And it's, I think, one of the best sunsets in the world.
Yeah.
However,
So they say.
that's-
Yeah.
I saw it.
Okay. Well, thank you so much.
I don't know if I feel complete yet.
No. Okay.
Okay.
It was 5 minutes,
All right.
55 minutes ago.
Thank you. Thank you for coming, Bernardo. Check
My
out his book, subscribe to this podcast, and come to my event in October. He's going to be there.
Thank you so much, everyone. Thank you. Thank you so much. I'll be there.
Okay. Yeah. I might have you come speak if you're in town. Bye, darling.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much for coming.
My
On
pleasure.
your motorcycle.
On my motorcycle.